It's okay, perfect. Hello, everyone. A very good evening to you all, and welcome to Pedra Polar's podcast once again. Hello, EC.
Good evening, everyone. So glad to see you guys again. We're here again today. It's very hot in my country, so please
Yeah,
just bear with me to see me doing like this sometimes.
no problem at all. Welcome once again, Madam EC. I really appreciate your time with me, and it's always a pleasure to have you on my show. And today we have a very important topic because during the week I had the possibility of speaking with some guys, and I remember that you and I talk as well. So in our discussion with the people that I spoke with and all of the things that I do, the idea of when one should start investing comes up over and over again. And
Yeah.
I had two questions that I was asked that I said, who is the best person to refer this question to other than ECO TV? So, so I'm very happy that you are able to be with me tonight. And it has to do with when one should start in life investing. And for those of us that are in our midlife, I will say some of us were really late into the game. We are really late into the game. I'm speaking for myself personally because I had other engagement and things that was pursuing in my life. I never took investing or saving in a very practical terms. It's not something that was part of my plan because I have programs and projects that I wanted to achieve, and I followed them through assiduously the way it should be. However, one of the questions that I was asked that I would like to refer to you tonight is, when should one start investing? I will give you an example. Imagine somebody in his late 20s, finish university, lucky enough, just found a job, and maybe together with his or her partner, they are putting things together in terms of maybe even going into marriage or in a long term relationship. And maybe along the line, a child comes into the picture. There is the issue of their first home, and they have medium salary. They are not top earners because they are just starting their careers and the rest. They have a whole lot of responsibilities with the inflation that we have now today and everything. So when I was asked the question, to be very honest, I couldn't figure out an answer that I believe will be practical to give to them. But I remember your strategy, the 50, 30, 20. You understand? So I
Yeah.
said, fine. The only person that I know will be able to give me a reasonable answer is ECO TV. And that is the question, the first question for us tonight. When should one start investing in life? Taking
Okay,
into
sir.
consideration age and career. When do we start?
Okay, sir. Thank you very much for having me once again. I am very grateful for you calling on me, seeing me worthy to discuss such uh, issue that is so important to our everyday life. I will start by saying there is there is a better time to start, but it is never too late to start. The most important thing that you start. I know
Okay.
you talked about your personal life. You don't know when I
Mhm.
started. You don't know the mistake I made also before I discover, because I do tell people there is a difference between being rich and being wealthy. So
So true.
when yes, when you see people, they'll tell you, somebody can tell you, let me use for example, just simple mathematics. I have
Mhm.
10 million in my account. You that
Yeah.
have a million naira. So I just want to use these two mathematics now. If you
Yes.
put that to 1 million naira to work, the person that have a 10
Mhm.
million is looking at his 10 million that I have after I have 10 million. So you mentioned something, inflation. With the high rate of inflation today, Before you know it,
Yeah.
under 6 months, that 10 million is no longer 10 million. It has no value. Why the person
Of
that
course.
have a 1 million naira, the million naira is beating the inflation down. Why? Because maybe because it depends on what he or she put that money into. Because if you put it into a capital, an asset that gives you capital appreciation, the 1 million naira will double in no time. Why the so-called 10 million naira will
Mm.
disvalue? So this is just two examples I'm making. So you see, then you meet people that will tell you, oh, I have money in the bank, I've saved money in the bank. Anybody that have worked in the bank, even when you've not worked in the bank, even you are not a banker, by the time you start going through your statement, how you spend money, or if you are just saving in your savings account, just go and
Yeah.
tell how much percentage do these people give you. And it depends, because if it's a saving account that you are not transferring money, then you can definitely, I was able to calculate my own by the time I started understanding how to create wealth, not how to get rich, but how to create wealth. So there were a lot of things I now needed to put into in place, like studying how much percentage is my bank giving me when I'm putting the money there. So there was where I understood that your money should not stay in one place. Your money should always work for you. But now your question
Mm-hmm.
is the time. When is the right
Good.
time? The right time.
Mm.
The right time, sir. You asked. I want to use your story. Two people, you just graduated. Let me use myself for example. I got to understand investing late. So now that mistake I will not make it with my child. Now he's doing 20 hours as a student, okay?
Yes.
He's making money.
Mm-hmm.
And I have started teaching him already, because I know this is the right time. This
Yes.
age, this age that he wants to buy the latest shoe, he wants to buy the latest clothes, he wants to be like his friends, he wants to drive the best car. This is the age, you understand? And this is the age for me to grab him. This is the age for me to tell him, you will drive these good cars. You see these big names, you will use it, but on one condition. You start putting something aside, you balance it. You balance
Okay.
it. I have to go low for him to understand what investment is all about. Now,
Okay.
that age is the best age. If you already, as a parent, you're ready into the journey, you can teach. If you are not already in the journey, because there's a difference between, just as I said, being rich and being wealthy. Now
Mm-hmm.
there is no late coming. The most important thing, when you understand it, you start. Two couples that just got married, now they've got married, they need to sit down. I think yesterday I had this conversation with two couples. I told them, I said, you guys need to sit down now. The both of you, now these two people, they are working. The both of you are
Okay.
working. You already have a child. Because the same question came to me. I said, now this is what you guys should do. Everybody should have your bank account, separate bank accounts, separate. Then, as a family, come together and tell yourself, okay, I have my bank account, you have your bank account, but we need to have a fixed account. Now, that fixed account should be where it, as I said, it depends on what you are earning. If what you are earning gives you the opportunity to put away 20%, the man put away 20%. The woman put away 20% from what they are earning. Put it together and put it in that fixed that other account. Not now, it's not personal. Why am I saying personal? Because so that they will not have problem. Because finance can also destroy. We are not talking about that one today, but I just want to treat that inside. It can also
Yeah.
destroy relationship if not being managed well. So this is what I told the people that came to me. I said, now you will now give yourself, because that is how it, you now have to give yourself that, okay, this 1 year we are putting 20%, maybe 10% from my side, 10% from your side, or maybe 20%, it depends, 20% from my side, 20% from your side. That means we now have 40%. We are putting it aside. In next year, we want to have an asset that this money we have kept will start producing, making more money for us, putting it in an asset that will give you capital appreciation. So that way, a young couple can start. They will still live their normal life. It will be balanced because it just take, as I said, it just
Oh,
I am off. Okay.
yeah, I
When
got
you
you
come
back
into
now.
your network, yeah,
Mm.
yeah, that come into compromise as two couples. That way, you
Mm-hmm.
people will be able to build this wealth. That is when it comes to young couples that are just starting. So this is my advice, and I think it is. And I remember when I discussed with these two couples yesterday, they were very happy because they were like, "We've not really talked about it like this." I said, yes, I
Mm-hmm.
said, I know a lot of people will not agree when I say you put to have your different accounts. There is a reason that I said everybody have your personal account. When you bring your salary, that is why relationship there should be communication. Okay, I am not a,
Mm-hmm.
a relationship therapist, so I don't want to go there, but I believe in a relationship there must be open communication. When you come back, like, okay, I earn A, B, C, I earn C, D, E. Okay, now we put this is okay. The only thing we can take out with all the expenses we have, that is where my 50, 30, 20 comes in. You understand? You having your
Okay.
50% to do your normal everyday thing. You pay your mortgage, you pay your house rent, your foil, you buy groceries, you the children. You want to go for vacation. You understand? Your 50% should be able to carry you to do your everyday, every month running. Then there is the 30%. Now, I will always say the 30%, as I said, some people can do full 30%. What about you that can do your 30%? But your 30%, you don't just want to put it into emergency fund. So you can have your emergency fund because I call it on uncertainty. A lot of things can happen. Your fridge can just spoil when you are not, your freezer can go bad. So so you must have money that you will run to. You don't need to go and borrow money. I see people there, my washing machine went bad, I didn't really have money, I had to go to the bank to take money, then you pay interest. I'm like, I don't understand. Why is it that you do not plan ahead? Because these are things that could happen. I just use washing machine. Something can happen.
Accident happen.
We have old parents at home. God forbid we will bury our parents, not the other way around. In Jesus' name, you understand? They can just call
Yeah.
on you and say, "Oh, it has happened. God has called. It has gone to glory." What will you do? Are you going to start looking for people that will give you money to? You understand what I'm trying to say? Then you start paying
Mhm.
interest. Why don't you play it smart when the opportunity is there? And I think I said it in one of my sister's live video. I said, you see, a lot of people, I said, even God himself, we that calls ourselves Christians, even God himself taught us how to put away. I now use the story of Joseph. When Joseph was in the land of Egypt, we all know the story. I don't want to go into that, but there was some that day I read that. I didn't read it as a Bible. I read it as a finance student because I saw God teaching us how to put away when the days of plenty, how to put away for the days where there will be no more. And we all know the story that the Egyptians, with the help of Joseph, God gave him the wisdom. They were keeping 20% of every harvest they were getting. And at the end of the story, every other city came to them because they were able to save. It is just like that. That is just the example. So that is even an example for us to follow. So when you say I'm in the middle age, or I'm in the 40s, I'm in the 50s, 60s. Do you think? Of course, you can still do it. That is where, that is when that is when I told you the last time, I'm going to say it again. When I started understanding, I have to start planning my retirement, because that is what I looked at. I told myself the truth. I looked at the mirror and I told myself this. So I'm happy. I am grateful. I'm working. I have my salary. Nothing happens to me. No, but I have to go back and you see, in the next 30 years of your life, in the next 40 years of your life, will you be able, now you can get up and say, I want to go and eat ice cream, oh, I'm tired, I want to buy ticket, I want to go out, because there is income. I have income that is coming, that I can go to my bank, pay for ticket and just travel. But there will be a time in my
Mm.
life I cannot work. So income is not coming. Maybe the pension that will be coming, because it depends. You stay in Europe, you know how they calculate our pension.
Thankful.
Maybe that pension is just for me to pay where I'm staying or eat food. Then I cannot have any other life after that. So I had to do my 1 plus 1, 2 plus 2, and I told myself
Yeah.
I need to do a rethink. And when that rethink came, I was able to meet people. I was able to to follow people that they too they started, and I was asking questions. And that is when I say, at your age does not really matter, because then you can come and say, okay, I cannot do it alone, but I can do it with other people. Put money together, do a good investment, let that money work. By the time you guys, maybe let's take for instance, you buy a plot of land, you buy it from a good, because very important, from good developers or a good company. You leave that land for some years, and by the time maybe you buy it X naira, and by the time you are selling it, you are selling it for a Z millions. You understand? That way you can divide. You see, that way, that money, that that one, your one has turned to 10, or maybe your 10 has turned to 100, instead of you to. So I think that is another way of you not saying, I am in my middle age, I am in my 50s, in my 60s, I can't do it. So there is time for everybody. It first of all starts from you. It starts from your mindset. It starts from inside, your inside. Believe in it. Tell yourself you can do it. That's what I tell people. So I think I was able to answer your questions.
Thank you so very much. Of course, it is very clear, and I like the practical step that you explained. The thing is that, I mean, for anyone listening to the sound of our voices, that it doesn't matter the age you are, the most important thing is that you start. And especially for young people that are starting out in life, if the best thing, one of the solution that you suggest is that they have separate accounts and have another account that they have together where they put 20% or whatever percentage that they decide to contribute monthly to cater for emergencies of their
Yes.
life. Then the thing is that the only thing that I'm doing my best to relate it to the time that we are. I said earlier on there is inflation, and at times, after one has worked so hard, imagine a young person that have studied over the years, in the last 25 years of his life, living with his parents or whatever, and finally got an independence, want to enjoy life a little bit. The the parameters in which we all measure what is enjoyment to us is different. But I'm just saying, maybe somebody that is having a million salary, and while in school she has been praying to buy that branded bag all her life. She finally got a job now. She really wanted to do that. There is, I will use something like food to describe it. A lot of us, we want to eat healthy, which is
Yes.
required
And
of all of us. But
which
at
is very
times,
good.
good. Even in that situation, there is taste is also important in life. Food that is healthy at times may not be tasteful. And when food is not tasteful, it's not enjoyable. Why am I using this food analogy? life itself is also to be enjoyed. So, with the
Exactly.
explanation that you just gave, one really need a lot of discipline and being able to forego instant gratification. So,
Exactly.
if one is that type that has waited the last 25 years of his or her life to be able to get that bag, get that new car, has done his schooling and everything. What I see you explaining now is that you may not necessarily need that bag now because you use the example of your son, the way you are trying to build him up right now. You don't really need that new shoe that is just out yesterday, but save some money for your future to invest. Maybe tomorrow you will be able to drive that big car, quote and unquote, that new bag that you may like and everything, which is a good thing. But I'm afraid it kind of reinstates the old way of life because when you and I were growing up, this was how our parents, there was the idea of instant gratification was not very popular, at least when we were still younger. But if you look at the way the world is today, almost every young person wants to drive the new car that is coming out as a car that even those that have been working for the last 13 years are not able to buy. But it is still not their problem. Like I said earlier on, some of us didn't start saving on time. I am one of those that is in that bracket. But I'm happy that at least you make it clear to us that no matter the age you are, no matter the time you are, it is actually possible to start. The most important thing is that we start. Okay, with that being said, for someone in their 40s and in their 50s that have not saved anything at all from their income, and maybe they are still lucky enough today to have at least salary coming in, what are those things in practical terms that they will be able to invest in? Let me just make an example. Let's assume I have 300 euro, let's even say 200 euro to invest every month from my salary. What can I do? What would be your
Oh,
suggestion to me? Mind you, I'm
thank you.
already in my 40s, in my 50s.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much. I really like this question because I'm trying to organize a Telegram group where I can start telling people don't look at that 100,000, that 200,000, that 500,000, or that 100 euros, that 500 euros that is small. Because no, you need to understand money. I tell people,
Okay.
see, I have understood money, money as in not currency, sir, not the paper, because
Mm,
I have understood it to the extent that even if I have a euro now, 1 euro with me, I see
okay.
a lot of things that that 1 euro can do for me. So if you can be looking at the 1 euro as in 1 euro, I will be looking at this 1 euro as, oh my God, I will divide this 1 euro into different places. That is why when you
Okay.
ask some people now, if you have 1 million today, what will you do? You when you hear some, I'm not blaming them because I too I was like that. When I hear some people start saying, I will do this, I will be laughing. Why me? That 1 million naira will go a long way for me. That 1 million naira, I can say, okay, I'm not getting anybody to invest with me to buy property. Okay, what can I do? Okay, they are in the real estate market. I talk about the real estate market because that is what I do. In the real estate market,
Okay.
there are a lot of opportunities there. There's what they call the real estate investment, which is reals, where you can with with I want to I always underline with companies that you have find do your findings, know that they deliver, because it's like you buying a piece. You're not buying a land. All they know is you give them your money. Company that they are big companies that they do this thing, and they'll tell you, okay, if you have let me just choose for example, you have 500,000, a million naira, you can bring it for 1 year. We'll trade with that money, and you will get a 35% or a 30%. The higher is 30-35. That's what this real estate trust. That's what they give. So there are a lot
Okay.
of people that they, just as you said, for now, what they can give out is that. Oh no, you cannot. There is an opportunity for you to have friends like, oh, My friends, listen, wow, what are we doing? Why don't we come together? Why don't we buy a piece of land? You can start with 300 square meters. You understand? That have plots, that have good that have good titles, all the document, everything is free, and you are buying from the right company, the right people. Because I have to always mention that, because a lot of dubious people are out there. Then you come
Okay.
together. You understand? You come together. Every real estate company, like the company I work with, we have a payment plan, and they can tell you, okay, you can spread your payment for 6 months, and you buy this property. Come together. There's what we call the MOU, a contract that will bind you guys together. You don't really need to stay. I have people that I've not seen them one on one. That's
Yeah.
one on one. They will see each other the way the both of us are talking now. You understand? We have Zoom meetings. We discuss about things that we have. What is the
Hmm.
next step? How can we do it? These are things that I personally, if I want to do it alone, there are some certain things I cannot do alone, because I'm a
Yes.
salary earner. I'm a salary and I don't do any other business. So I wait for my salary to come. So in that salary, that is where I will do my 50%. I will do all my 50%, then I will still do, you understand, that my 50, 30, 20. So sometimes
Yeah.
maybe my 20 is not enough. So I need to look for people that have the same mindset with me, people that have the same goal, that they drive the same goal with me, and will come together. This is another opportunity. You see, there are more. You understand? There are more. That's why I said there is no time that is late. It all depends on you. When I joined the real estate, when I heard about co-investment for the first time, I was like,
Hmm.
investment? What is co-investment? So I still, I'm always reading it. You see it? Are you seeing it? Are you
Yeah.
seeing it? You
Yes.
see, this is
Yes.
the
Yes.
book
Yes.
written by Madam Frey. How she started. I read it every day, because it's not for people. I just read it for myself, because this is it. Some people have and the funniest thing is that this word co-investment, big guys, these big men, they are using it. Like when they
Hmm.
want to go and invest in America, in other they want to earn in dollars. Sometimes their money cannot be enough, so they look for big people like them. They put money together and they invest in property. So I was able to understand to this extent. There was a
Hmm.
time I never knew that such thing exists. You understand? So
Yeah.
now with this opportunity, so there is no excuse for you to say, oh, I'm above 40, I'm 50, I'm 60. How can I start? I don't have savings. You can start. That is why I said it has to come. The first thing is for you to reset your mindset. Believe in it. Believe you can do it. A lot of people, the funniest thing is that many people, a lot of people, let me use my country, Nigerians, we believe in owning our own. I tell people when I'm teaching, I said, have a mindset of an investor, have a mindset of I'm doing business. You must have that mindset. The day you have the
Hmm.
mindset of I want to own my own, you will be there. You will not be able to finish what you are starting. So people, they start. Sir, I have stories, but I'm not going to say it here. I have stories of people that started that they could not finish because they wanted to do it on their own. And by the time they got stuck, they reached out to me. And I was like, do you know that there's what we call co-investment? You can actually come together, two people, maybe something of 10. You bring five, I bring five, we put it together. You see, it's not heavy again. Or three, you understand? You divide it among yourself. I never knew. But I told you, no, I wanted to do it. I wanted to own it my own. No, there is stage for everything. You need to start small for you to get to the top. But if you have the
Yeah.
opportunity to do it alone, why not? But if not, don't. I too, sir. Whenever before I joined the real estate, whenever I hear they talk about real estate, I'm like, oh my God, huh? Now people will get money, now they do this thing. Oh.
Mm.
God, do they get money? Now that I'm inside, I now know the secrets. All you need is not money. You don't need money. You know what you need? You need your mindset. That's the first money you need. Recreate
Okay.
your mind. Once you get that, every opportunity that comes your way, you will grab it. But once, because you
You
need
mean we
to
might in this case being able to take risk,
you said, sir?
have the courage to take risk?
Oh, sir, is there anything on earth that is not risky?
Not at all. Not at all.
Because I
Not
need
at
to ask,
all.
everybody wants to, is it not risky? Nothing that is not risky. Everything is risky. But
Yes.
in as much it's risky, you don't just see publicity because I tell people, don't go because you see one influencer. No, do your findings. I talk about real estate, so let me go back to that. Go talk to your lawyer, go to the company, find out,
Mm-hmm.
do your digging. Don't say EC said, EC is not saying anything. EC is only advising. You want to bring out that your money. You people should go and do your research. Do your research. Let your lawyer tell them documentation, please bring it, take it to the offices that the appropriate office. Find out before you bring your money out. At least
So true.
do this, do these things, do these things. You understand? I'm not here to tell you this company is good or this company is not good. Yes, I have a company I work with, I do things with, and I take anybody that you are with me, I tell you, come, let's go here. At least I know I've been doing things with them, and I'm not saying I trust 100%, but to God be the glory. For now, I can say, okay, you understand what I'm saying, sir? But if
Yes.
anybody that wants to listen, you're deciding to go, please, I tell people, please, because a lot of people have fallen into mess, and I feel for them because I know it's not easy. Nobody makes this money in an easy way, both back home and here. So that is one of the advice I normally and I will always tell people to do, sir.
That is so true because the thing is that some of us here in the diaspora, we have issues in the some of a lot of us have had experience whereby they were dupe of their money, trusting people back home, even
Yeah,
up to the extent of some company disappearing with their money and they literally have nothing else to do. Imagine
exactly.
somebody in his or her 40s repeating that kind of mistake again with a lot of
No,
family pressure and everything, that will be
no,
very suicidal. That will means a lot of problem for that person. So
exactly.
getting the company or somebody to trust is very, very helpful. And like the explanation you give in practical terms, somebody that do not have enough money, yes, if you have group of persons that you can do it with, this idea and the possibility of doing due diligence will be possible. But with just your €200, getting a lawyer, getting somebody to go and check the land, even getting the land, everything is a lot that the person may not be able to do. So that's the reason why I agree with you 100% that if we are able to reteach ourselves, do away with that fear that is a burden on most of us, we can actually do this thing as a group. In that case, putting our resources together, we can be able to tackle those things that you describe, which I see as an obstacle that an individual may not be able to overcome. So, based on that, I 100% agree with you. And
Can I put something in? Can I do
okay,
something? I will ask
please.
this question. I is it if I have 5 million, 5 million to bring out, what is
Mhm.
200 and something or 150,000 for me to give to a lawyer to help me? I prefer to spend money for a lawyer to help me find out everything than to lose. You understand what I'm trying to? So this is one thing I tell people. But we
Mhm.
have this mindset that no, wow, would they waste money? No, you're not wasting it because at the end of the day, as a good mathematician, you calculate everything. As you are buying the this thing, you calculate it. I spend so amount for lawyer. I spend so amount to buy the land, documentation. So this land is now like this. In future, when you want to sell, so you understand what I'm trying to say. So I do okay.
Yes.
Let me just quickly tell you a story. I think this thing just dawned on me. I'm just going to make it short. Exactly 10
Mm.
years ago. See, that is why I told you that there's a difference between being rich and being wealthy. And if you
Yes.
don't have financial education, you can make a lot of money, but you will not know the right business to put it into. That money will
Mm.
just go without bringing any return on investment for you. I am a
Yes.
living testimony. Exactly 10 years ago, sir. Exactly 10
Mhm.
years. Now, this year made it 10 years ago. There is
Yes.
there's something I did. I took this money, I borrowed it from my bank. Okay, to God be the glory, I finished paying. There was this business that a friend of mine told me, and I was like, I was so because as in as much as I was educated, but remember, I was ignorant financially. I know
Mhm.
money, I've taught money. This person brought this idea. This idea was good in my sight. The idea was good. The business was clean, isn't it? I
Yes.
started calculating. Okay, in the next 6 months, in the next also month, I went to the bank. I took this money. I said, before you even know it, I will pay everything. As I'm talking to you right now, sir, both capital. Uh, shey na when you take am when the business, shey na you go dey find gain. That money did not, I did not see the capital, not to talk of producing return on investment. So I paid the bank with interest
Mhm.
and I lost everything. Yes, it has happened to me. So I'm not here to come and tell you sweet things. Experience. It was all this experience that I looked at myself and I was like, no, you understand, sir? But it really dawned on me few days ago that wow, what I lacked 10 years ago was financial education. the
So
the
true.
right, yes, I lacked that because if only I got the right people now with the kind of people that I have around me that are guiding me, that will tell me this is what you should do. If only I had those people in my life by now, that money, I know how much that money will be bringing for me. You understand what I'm saying, sir? But I lost
So true.
everything. I
Yeah.
lost everything and I still paid and paid interest and I did not get anything. No capital, no return on investment because I, as at then, lacked financial education.
That's unbelievable. So sorry about the experience, and
No,
most of
no,
us have
I,
it
I,
too.
no. To me, I have grown. I've grown. I'm not. It's a testimony now. You understand? I see that
Yes.
what I saw there. So, Isi was stupid as a then. And it's not painful
Uh,
because you understand? Because I like,
no.
if only, but it's okay. It's okay.
Yes, of course. It's always when it happens, that is the feelings that come, and it's hard to believe. It hard to believe. Something similar happened to me last year. I lost a lot of money, and I'm still paying it as we speak right now. So it even creates a kind of disability in my family, but I'm working on it, to be very honest. I know the feeling, I know how it could be, because you are in your, like in your case, for instance, you are grateful that you've been able to pay it back as we speak right now. But I am still on it. This is not, I'm not saying this to kind of underestimate what you've said. I'm just telling you that
I'm
look, some of us are really in this situation even as we speak right now. And this is the reason why some of us are very fearful. It's hard to trust again after you have had that kind of experience. And that's why I really like you for your courage, because not so many people can do it. It's really hard to trust after you have had an experience of that nature. And not only do you even have responsibility here, especially for us that are in the diaspora, not only do you have responsibility here, you have families back home as well. So at times, even being able to manage your salary, your earning here in abroad, is really, really difficult. But however, I have taken your word, and I will suggest to anybody that is listening to us right now is that look, it doesn't matter your age, your time, or where you are in life. Start as small as you can and find the right people that you can collaborate with, just like Isi suggested. And I believe it is possible. So the work that we need to do is to get in contact with somebody like Isi and every other person that will be able to guide you, at least present you to some institutions entities, companies that are into it, then you do the study yourself. If you trust them, go with it. At least if she herself cannot even tell you go with this one or that one, because I think it's important that way so that you will take the time to study it. Because it's only when you have studied it, you assure yourself that you can be able to trust and invest your money, even if it is €1 or €2. I think that's
Exactly.
enough. Like they say, a word is enough for the wise. Because
Exactly.
we are growing up, you see, to be very honest, we are growing up before we know what is the next 10 years is not far away from here.
Mm-mm. At
The
all.
next 20 years is not far away from here. Like they say, from where we are come, is joke we are, play we are, will be there. So the
When I
next 10 years,
that the story I just told you, when a
yes,
few days ago, that's when I realized that, oh, it's just 10 years. Oh my God, 10 years ago. Oh my. So, it was, to me, it's like yesterday, but it's already 10 years ago this thing happened. And I know how I felt when
good.
you understand? I had to start all over again. I started all over again. You understand, sir? And at the end of
Yes.
the day, but there was just something in me because just as you said, we're growing old.
Mm,
I I always say this thing. I didn't just want to be like my parents. My parents are
um,
that they gave us
wh-
everything.
which is
They
not a bad thing. You have to live your life. It's not a
yes.
bad thing not to be like your
I
parents.
just want to be
Your,
like, please, oh, please, month, when are you sending money? I said, no, I need to break that I just want to be financially free. Financially
we
free to live a
we
good life.
we don't have to be financially free alone. We have to create generational wealth. We have to
Oh,
leave
you
wealth
know,
for our
you
children's
know,
children.
the other day, I when I went to one of my sisters, that I said, it is not just creating, it's sustaining it. A lot of people don't even know how to sustain. And that is why my
Okay.
mentor will always tell me something. He said, see, it is better you are a cash broke, be cash broke, and be asset rich, so that asset will
Okay.
be what you understand.
Yes.
Go to your account, look at it. There's nothing there, don't worry, because you know where the money is. That means the asset is the capital appreciation. That is what will
Mm,
start giving you money. I want to tell you what some guys did recently, sir. The
okay.
company I work with, Lifecard investment company, right now they are
Mm,
into building apartment, duplex, but they are doing off plan. Off plan, I have to explain it so for people that off plan simply means they have the project, they've not started, and if you buy when they've not started, that means you are buying it low, because anytime that any day they start putting blocks and all that, you will now buy, maybe let me for instance, off plan, they've not started anything, you can buy 20M, and by the time they
okay.
start, because they've started, that thing can be from 20 can enter 30. By the time it
Yes.
gets to roof, it can enter 50. So it depends on when you enter. So this is what these guys they did. There are three of them. They called me and they told
Mm,
me that, we saw that Lifecard is doing off plan. We need
mm,
the duplex, the 3 bed and a BQ. I said, okay. I directed them to the company and they had a one-on-one conversation with them. They told
good.
them everything. These guys, in short, they told me that I have lectured them, but I always have one-on-one class with them, and that I have lectured them to the extent that they just planned. What they did was the three of them, they put money together, paid for off plan, and now what they are doing, the house now, right now, because they started in January, they plastered everything, they put everything. So now from 50, I think the 3 bed then off plan was 53. It was 53.
Okay.
Right now, I think it's 80. They have not
Okay.
finished it, it's 80. Okay. These guys want to sell it. The house is not finished, oh, it's still uncompleted. They are
Yes.
selling it off, collect their money, buy another off plan again. Are you seeing how they are recycling their money? You see, there
Yes.
are ways you can do things. So, when they were talking to me the other day, I was like, wow. I said, well, me, I can't join you, Nana. They were laughing. So I'm seeing this guy. because that they said because that way their money will they don't need a house. They say I told them that they should start thinking like investors. I say yes, you think like a businessman. You don't I don't
Mm-hmm.
no let me you will build your house when the time comes. The kind of house
Absolutely.
for you to even build the kind
Absolutely.
of house that you want to really stay, you need money. So why don't you
Mm.
recycle your money? Make your money multiply so that you will have enough to save and enough to invest and enough to build that mansion that you want to stay. A lot of people will start and they cannot even finish. Why?
That's
Come
true.
together, remove that mindset. I want to own it alone. When you are building wealth, sometimes you don't own alone, own with other
Mm.
people. Make your capital, get your capital from there.
Even to be able to build wealth, you need to be able to collaborate with other people. It's not something that one can do alone.
Yes, sir. I meet with people. I hear people
Mm.
talk. You understand?
Yes.
It takes you to understand. I don't know how to say it. It takes you to understand. I think the other day a friend of mine was telling me in England that she was just
Mm.
looking to say, what is this co-investment? I've not heard about it. How do they do it? And she was like, are you for real? I said, don't blame them. A lot of people don't know.
Mhm.
It's not their
Of
fault,
course.
or maybe
Of course.
they've heard about it, but they've not. You need to explain to them how it
That's
works,
true.
because if
That's
not,
true.
they will be
That's
afraid. I
true.
got the explanation very well. I got it. They explained to that they gave me as like practical. They gave me the practical. I saw it, and I was like,
Mhm.
this is where I can start from. I cannot start from the top. You understand?
That's
And
true.
because I started like that, I also said that idea to people if you want to listen. You
Nice.
understand?
Nice. Thank you so very much. There are some comments in the session. Let us see. Oh, this is Tiasha. That's good.
Thank
My
you. I'm looking fresh. Ooh,
my
thank
sister
you.
looking fresh as ever. That's so good. Thank you,
Yes.
Tiasha. Thank you, Tiasha, and to everyone watching us tonight. And then the other, okay, perfect. Okay, what is it
Yes,
right here?
busyness can make
Yeah.
one fail. Exactly.
Yes,
And another thing that
that's
Brother
true.
said that I want to quickly correct. You see,
Mm,
many people today, everybody wants to make it overnight. When it comes to building wealth, most
mm-hmm.
especially to the real estate market, there is what they
Yeah.
call delayed gratification.
Mm.
You don't buy and sell tomorrow because you see say some people have done it. Oh, I don't want to. They're like, mama, the land has appreciated. Oh, I bought it so amount. Now so amount have entered. I'm like, are you for real? Just leave it there. I call it retirement plan. Leave it there. No,
Mm.
no, no, no. I want money. I want to sell. Okay. Somebody did that mistake. After 2 years, he now saw that the land now double 200%.
What is one?
You understand? And the person was like,
Yeah.
if I have known. I said, well, delay gratification. Delayed gratification. The real estate, most especially when you're doing the land banking, is not
Mm.
what you buy today, you sell tomorrow. You must
Tomorrow.
know that for you to be able to get good return on investment, you must learn delay gratification. I forgot to put that. I said, let me quickly put that so that people that will be hearing it later, they will not say, you people did not tell us that that is how it is. Oh, yes, delay gratification. Very
So
important.
true. So true. Thank you so very much. And that's why the most important message tonight is that you can start wherever you are in life,
Yes.
and you can start with whatever you have. You don't have to destroy your personal life to do it. Whatever you have, you can start with it through joining associations, groups, and companies that are into this industry. That is, if you prefer real estate. Just as ECO TV has used real estate as an example, you can choose an industry of your choice where you believe that you can invest in, because everybody must not do real estate,
At all, at
whether we
all,
want
at
to
all.
agree or not. Everybody must not do real estate. It might even be somebody producing soap in your area. You
Yeah.
have understood the business. You believe there is a market for it. The person has customers and everything. You can invest in it and be able to do something with it. The most
Exactly.
important thing that you do something.
Exactly, exactly. Coming together, yes, in any
That's
business. Not just I
that's
talk about real estate because that is where I am into. So I always use real estate for example. But in every
yes,
business, you start when you grow, you can now split and say, okay, I want to have my own. But you start from somewhere. You need to start,
yes,
and I believe doing it with other people, it will even make the load lesser for you. And that is why I said you can balance it. You can
yes,
balance it. Somebody asked me
yes.
one day, you talk about real estate, you talk about real estate. Where do you get all this money from? I said, because I balanced it. I know how much I'm
Perfect.
earning. I have to
That's
balance. I need to live a good life. My health is important. I
absolutely.
cannot. I don't want any area of my life to suffer. In as much I am planning for the future, my present, I have to take care of my present also.
Because like they say, from where you and I are coming from, anytime can be 6 o'clock.
Exactly,
My dear
exactly.
sister, I had an accident on the 22nd of June this year. Anything could have happened. Nobody know what tomorrow may bring. But the
That
most
is it.
important thing is that we all put our house in order. And this discussion is very, very important in the sense that one of the major things that affect a lot of relationship, with this I mean in terms of those that are in couple, long-term relationship or in marriage, one of the practical problem that oftentimes they have is finance. Finance, money is a huge problem in most marriages and the rest.
Yes,
So
sir.
the earlier we know how to use these practical terms, work together and prepare, using your own term, be cash broke and be asset rich, the better it is for us. That is, even if you do not take anything away from this life today, at least take this one. Learn how to work with people, learn how to collaborate. It is better that you are cash broke but asset rich instead of living a flamboyant life, but at the end of the day, when a time of emergency comes, you are not able to shoulder the responsibilities, which is a problem that a
Exactly.
lot of us go through. And you are in your 50s does not mean that you cannot do it. Your life, your investment journey can start at any time. The most important thing is that you begin to contribute and make meaningful contribution to whatever industry you choose. Please, I really want each and every one or anybody that will come across this video to take that away from me. Let us cut through the noise. Do the practical thing that you need to do, and you will see how your life will change in the next 30 years, in the next 20 years, or in the next 10 years. Because why I believe this is really possible is that somebody told me if in the last 10 years I had been saving 300 euro, I would have been having, even in 7 years, I would have been having about 40,000 euros. Imagine I want to go into real estate, even here in Europe, with this knowledge that we have, I can also buy into REIT here in Italy with
Of course.
30,000 euro, 40,000 euro. But this knowledge didn't came to me as at that time. And now I have it. It is up to me to be able to do whatever I want to do because 10 years is not very far away from now. So those
You are
are the
right.
things I
I think
really
this is
want
the
us. We
last
don't
week
have to
of
be here.
July.
Yes.
I
We
think
don't
this
have
is
to
the
be here
last week
for
of
two hours
July.
or 4 hours.
Started 2024. We
Hmm.
are in the last week of July. Before you know, we are in August. Before you know, August is gone. And before you know, we
Yes.
start telling ourselves Merry Christmas. Before you know, we start telling our new Happy New Year. So even the 2024 is almost going. Now the question is, what have you done? What are you doing?
Yes.
What what are
That's
what
it.
are, what are you planning?
Then
So people start, start. What are your suggestions?
Tiasha
For
ask you a question. Can you read it, please?
Yes, he said, what are your suggestions for people who have tried to do it and failed by losing everything or not being successful the way they plan? Okay, Tasha, number one, I think I forgot this part. Be any business, whether real
Mm.
estate, anything you want to do, please, education. That was the first thing I did. That was the first thing. I did not just jump into it. I
Mm.
I the person I listened to, it was real estate the person was doing, and that was what
Mm.
got me. And I started going for that person. I enrolled in her university. I did not just stop there. Up till date, any course, any financial course, anything called, if they are doing programs, I pay. I pay to attend. I pay personally. I have a course, 20 days course I'm doing right now. I do it online. Why? You know why I'm doing this? I want to get more education so that I will not make mistake. If you heard my story before, I told you 10 years ago,
Mm. Perfect.
because I was not financially educated, I wasted that money.
That's true.
Wasted it.
That's true.
The business
That's
was, that was not the right business I should put that money, because at the end of the day, the business did not give me anything. But with what I know today, with education, remember, with education, now, if I, even if I don't have that much money, with the little I have, I know where to push it, and I know how it will bring return on investment for me. So yes,
so true.
when you want to
So
do
true.
anything, please, education first. Don't be
Thank,
lazy. Go do your
thank you so
searching.
much.
Get your
Thank you so
education.
much. Let us take the second question before we go. Can you say?
If any, if anything, people are scared of losing money, especially in these hard times. Yes. So how to find encouragement and also not being full-headed at the first small success? Okay, darling, that is why I use delay gratification. I
Yes.
use, when you're going into any business, don't go as I want. No, your first result should not bring you down. Wealthy
Mm.
people that are wealthy, when you hear them speak, when they tell you, I just said something now, how these three guys, they are recycling
Mm.
their money. You understand? They are not saying,
Absolutely.
oh, we made enough. Now we want to go and be buying the big. No, that is what we call compounding. Anybody that is a
Yes.
finance student, compounding. They recollect and we put back. That is the way you saw. That's the way you be. When you say creating wealth, that is the meaning. You recreate. You recreate. That way you are recreating and you are sustaining it also.
Perfect. Thank you so very much. Thank you, Isi, for this gem. There is no word to thank you. I know that I can count on you. That's the reason why I called you, and you never fail to deliver. Thank you so very much. I'm really grateful. And as soon as I get more questions. As you know, I'm Oliver Twist. In this case, I will keep calling you. I will keep
No
asking for
problem,
more.
sir.
Eh?
No problem, sir. I'm here.
I'm
We are
really
in it together. Me, it is my pleasure telling people. I just, as I said, because now I can tell you that I'm not just here to say, because I too I had my experience. I too I had my losses. So from
powerful.
my experience, look at, I am still learning. I'm still following,
Good.
running after people that know more than me, because I know that
So
I will
good.
always get information, knowledge from them. And that is the same advice I advise everybody that cares to listen. Thank you very much, sir, for having me.
Perfect.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure for me, and I thank you for those of us that watch this video tonight. Please share it around so that this information can get to other people that may need it. Until next time, have a lovely weekend. Bye bye,
Thank you
everyone.
very much. I look.
Ciao.
Bye,
It's a
everyone.
pleasure.
Bye,
Bye
Sasha.
bye.
Bye. God bless you.
Yeah.